Morning, morning, morning. Real Talk with Mo. Glad you could join me. I don't know if it's your morning, your evening, your afternoon, whenever you're listening to this video. I hope you're enjoying your day. Hope you enjoyed your day. Hope everything is going well. Check me out. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Like I said, real person, talking about real issues, real solutions and so forth. I think a lot of people, man, we listen to nowadays a lot of bias, a lot of certain things they're trying to push. I just keep it real all the way through, right? Some people ain't been through nothing, ain't did nothing, and they like to talk about everything. So this is somebody, like I said, history is history, but I'm going from my experience, going what I learned, and moving forward from that. And that's what we're talking about. So this one right here, I like this conversation a little bit. I heard a little bit of it, but we're going to get into it. That's my favorite show. Like I said, Lapeef-Let'S Talk. Go like, subscribe, share, comment, become a member like me. Just a great show, right? Always a good conversation. Tells you how, really people are thinking. And then sometimes, just something that you never even thought of. So it's a good show. Check it out. And we're going to get into it.
Majority. That much disrespect. If we have a conversation, and I have that same and say, I'm gonna keep interrupting when you said a lot of stupid shit.
Okay, Mr. Logic.
But we can't have a conversation though, right?
Okay, Mr.
You
Logic.
just said you're gonna keep interrupting me regardless.
You're trying to propagate some nonsense.
No, I'm not. You don't even listen. Just listen. You cannot.
Okay, go ahead.
Listen to what I say.
Okay.
Now, my main point is this: if you say the inner city is that, it shows the behavior. What? We got gossip music, right? You got gossip rap.
What kind?
Gossip music?
Gossip music and the little gossip rap, whatever y'all call that shit. I don't listen to it.
Gospel or gospel?
Gospel.
Yeah, I think he's saying gospel, but it is what it is.
Gospel.
I thought it was another genre. I thought it was another genre. Gospel music. I'm like, that's the case. Don't forget the L. What were you trying to say so I can respond?
Here's the thing which we always like to say, well, you should be a parent and it's just TV and you should be able to monitor. You can't monitor your kids 24 hours. Your kids go to school. Your kids have tablets. Your kids have TV.
See, this is when, I'll tell you why. Let me tell you a good thing, because I know, I don't know for sure, but I think just from the show, like Courtney's, I guess, baby daddy or ex-husband or whoever don't live with them. And I tell you, man, it's a full-time job for two people, right? To be able to watch, to look over your kids, and you can't see everything they do, right? But you can monitor a lot of it, right? And I tell you, with my son, we monitor a lot, like his phone, everything. Because listen, I don't care what nobody says. Everything that he does is up to me for right now. Like I said, at my house, it's a dictatorship. There is no democracy. There is no voting. There is no, you get to do this. Under my house, we have rules, right? And expectations and so forth. So I get what she's saying. Maybe, it's not as easy, but you got to do it. That's the problem. And you can't just give up doing it. And another thing is, I'll say this too, is where he goes to school at, right? My son goes to a Christian school, and that's because he spends more time at school than he does most of the time at home with me, right? He's at school for 8 hours, I want to say, and then he's home for after his extracurricular activities and stuff. He's probably home for 4 hours with me during the week, right? So my influence is on him, but he's a lot more influence from school or people that he's around the school, and that's why he goes to a Christian school, because I want him to learn, the ways. So, that's another thing. Also, for instance, I'll tell you, we'll get into it, but
when they play WAP at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that's very, very hard to monitor. Kids are influenced. Parents are parents. You have to tell your kids, hey, I know you probably saw this on TV. My daughter knows who Cardi B is, and I have no idea how, because I don't play that crap. Anton know all my music is from.
See, but you say that, she say that, all that, and I believe it, it is what it is, whatever her word is. But I'm around parents like that all the time, right? But I know they don't really be on it like that, right? You know, the kid got TikTok, he got Instagram page, she got this, she got that. You know what I mean? Of course you're gonna see it. How can you avoid it, right? She on YouTube all the time. You don't monitor the YouTube. You gotta looking up everything on YouTube. There's a lot of things that go on between that involved in that. So, like I said, she go to school, and the people she go to school with is gonna be listening to WAP. So there's other things you could do. Like when they just throw your hands up, like, listen, the world is that's not how it works.
1985 to 2000.
She getting from school. Everything in Courtney's car is, I like it the word right there.
Right, I sure do. But the thing is, they are influenced by it. So we have to have these conversations with our kids, but we can't just have a cop-out, well, you should be able to parent your kids. Media influence, it influences adults. There's a lot of stuff that these 30, 40, 50-year-old women and men are doing because they see it on TV. So it's influential, period. I'm so tired of seeing twerking. I'm just like, when is this phase going to be done? When does everybody just twerk? Like, you got ass. We get it. I'm trying to see when people are going to cover up. I was watching the story of Dorothy Dandridge and how beautiful Dorothy Dandridge was and how classy she looked. And I'm like, you know what? It would be shocking to have an artist come out to look like Dorothy Dandridge. Everyone would look at her cover and her beauty and her class and be like, where'd she come from? Because we're not used to that shit no more. Like, it's just overly done.
Yeah, but see, the biggest thing is that we got to realize.
See, this is when you're in different eras, right? There was eras, you know, we had, you know, I remember, and I'm not even that far back, but like Salt-N-Pepa, right? Salt-N-Pepa was like risque at the time, right? And then we had, you know what I mean, Lil' Kim was risque, but there was only a few of them at the time. It wasn't a popular thing back in the day. Like, even, but you know what it was too? It was women, you know, holding other women. Because like a Queen Latifah or like a Lauryn Hill at that time, you know, they held it down for, you know, that type of genre, I mean, that type of music, you know what I mean? And they held it down for a minute. But eventually that shit got, you know, pushed to the side because, you know, it was just, I can't even tell you why, but like that's not even popular anymore. It's not a thing. Like Lauryn Hill, I think to me was probably the best. She could have been, I think she could have been like better, you know, she was better than Beyonce. She could have been like the next, like, I don't know. She was just, to me, she was like amazing. I would think she was like the best, I want to say like musician or artist that I've seen, right? Could sing, could rap, right? Could really rap, right? Not no play rap, could really rap, could definitely sing, and was just like her music writing was incredible. So I wish Lauryn Hill was still around today, you know, writing more music and stuff, or if a Lauryn Hill protege came along just to, you know, teach women about that. So that's a whole nother story. But yeah, so when I say that, you know what I mean, like it was an era that shit went, and you know, we always had some little that type of shit going on. Like we even had Kaya, whatever her name is. We had Trina, you know, back in the early, I think it was 2000s. I don't know, I want to say probably early 2000s shit. You know what I mean? So we always had one of those, a few of them, but it wasn't as popular as it is now.
We try to say that the music impact our culture so much instead of just being honest and say our culture impact our music. Our music.
And what he's saying is facts. Like, this is what I don't understand when people start talking about this, go down this road, and I've had these conversations before, is originally when you explained hip-hop, when you told other people about hip-hop, you said when they broken glass everywhere, right? That was the music explaining the culture, right? That was so you can have a glimpse of what's going on in our culture, right? Like in the black neighborhood, right? That was the whole thing, right? That was how you explained it to people. That was how I heard the history and all that when they talked about it, right? Which was true, right? So it gives you a glimpse into it. But now, you know, people are trying to say it's the, you know, other way around. We'll get into it.
It's a reflection of our culture. Whether you look at R&B music, whether you look at, it's easy for her to make that article and put it on the companies that do this instead of saying that, hey, these rap songs is talking about killing and drilling, and all it is a reflection of what they do in that community. So it's easy for her to sit here and say Vicon and Cass, whoever them different companies was, it's easier for her to sit here and try to hold them accountable instead of turning around and look at the reflection of it. Look, it's right here in every neighborhood.
Mr. Logic.
Wait, let me finish, ma'am.
See, Kay hates this. Kay hates this, but this is facts. This is what I'm saying about, and I said this earlier when I was talking. I don't know if people is really like living in the world. I don't know if somebody like Kay doesn't go outside, doesn't visit neighborhoods, is not in the streets, doesn't watch YouTube, doesn't watch anything that's going on, and not see exactly what he's saying is the truth. And it's crazy to me because, you know, I've seen the video already, so nobody pushes back on this. But it's like, it's crazy to me. Like, go ahead.
I'm almost done.
This is about to get good.
And the main point when you get to it is every culture, it reflects their music. Whether you go to different countries, you go to K-pop, you do all that kind of stuff like that. Look, the culture in that community reflects the music. And then I don't know how you're gonna push back on that, but go ahead, Kay.
The thing I'm gonna push back on, like, I hate when people kind of try to demonize rap music or rappers as if there's not all types of rap and people that create rap music out here.
See, when she say shit like that, they're talking about this word disingenuous. This is disingenuous. Either that or you just are not in the world. That's the only thing I could think of. Like, I don't want to say that you're doing this on purpose, or I just think you're lost. I think you've lost touch with what's going on, and you're just so focused on your point. I mean, on your just your narrative that you don't care, that you're not even paying attention anymore, because everything he said was true. It was all true, right? I can show you right now. I'm gonna get into it more, but we'll see.
There's something that happens though. A very specific type is put on the radio, and Kayla and I talked about that on our show on Monday. So, like, a very specific type is pushed because the biggest consumers of it, which are not us, want to hear a certain thing. They want that. They want to be like, oh, this is what they do, huh? And so that type of music gets promoted more. So an artist that comes up like, look, I got this, this demo.
So what's crazy is, let me tell you why she's so off, right? So first of all, you saying logic is correct, right? Because they're saying, oh, this is what they do, right? So obviously they're doing it and then portraying it in their music, right? Nobody pushes back on this, and this is why I say I don't know if Anton did eventually or whatever, but he maybe he's just letting up or whatever. But again, he said nobody, they put this type of music out. Most DJs in all these radio stations, what color are they? That's playing the music. What color are they? I don't even got to answer that. Most of these rap, now everybody can go on their own and do their own label, right? There's a bunch of different labels you can go to, right? And they all black owned, right? They're the ones that are gonna put out the music, right? For right now, I just seen, one of my guys listen to, he just signed with another big rap label, right? They're doing this all the time, and they're black-owned rap labels, and they're the one putting out the music. The owners of the rap label put out the same type of music. What are you talking about? This is when you are like, I think you lost in the sauce. Like, you just don't understand what the hell is going on in the world. It's crazy to me, because that's what's going on. You saying that they want to push it up. Once they push it up to the higher ups, then it's like this white guy. It was like how they made in Ruthless Records, how they made in Dr. Dre, how they made Jerry, what was his name? The owner of Priority at the time or whatever. How they made him into like a devil guy, pushing out this devil music or whatever. That's what they do. And then when you put it up to him, you can't really get around that. Then you can't beat that. There's no way to defeat that, right? And then also, name me another genre where people are dying, where their artists die from the raps that they speak. Name me another genre where that's happening at. When you could do that, and we could match up month for month or whatever it is, death for death. When we do that, then we can talk. But K can't even do that, and nobody pushed back on that. Everybody quiet, because they want. Some of them want to believe that shit too, but that shit is not true.
And it's something that's like uplifting or positive or whatever. The execs are gonna be like, no, because that's not what these people in these suburbs and all over.
The execs are black people. You don't think black people are in every aspect of this? What are you talking about?
Or wherever want to hear. This is not what sells. So instead, they sell to people that want to hear a certain type of thing. Those are the people that are buying it mostly. And then people like you, Mr. Logic, feed right into that narrative of this is representative of our communities when it's really not. There's a very small segment of our people in our communities that are doing these types of things, committing crimes, shooting, doing whatever. That's not the majority. It's not half. It's nowhere near half. It's a very small percentage of people that are in our. Hold on, I let you.
And this goes to the Pareto principle, right? 20% is gonna do most of the work. It doesn't even matter what you're talking about right now. You don't have to make the majority. You don't have to make the argument that it don't have to be the majority. Nobody's thinking it's the majority. But the 20% that do all the crime is the 20%. Like, it is what it is. You trying to make it, well, it's not the majority. No, nobody's listening to rap and thinking that all black people do this, right? And the people that, and he keeps saying there's people that buy it, bro. When a rap artist is first coming out, all they shows is in the hood. Unless they already signed a label. Well, most of the time, all they shows gonna be in the hood. Every club, every city, right? Every city that you know of, every club, they're gonna be hitting it. That's where they getting their checks from. That's where they getting the cash from, right? 30 grand here, 40 grand here, right? They still doing shows there now, right? When they get checks, and then they go bigger, venues, then they go to, live. But most of the people that run those are black too. So it's like, what are you talking about? You're not in reality, K. I don't know what it is. If you need me to come on and explain it to you, believe me, I can.
Load it up, though. Go ahead. I'm ready.
There's a very small percentage of people in our communities that are doing these things, and it's a shame that you, as a black man, are buying into this narrative, and that's exactly what these tweets were talking about. We don't have distribution companies like that, like major media distribution companies, like a Sony or a Viacom or whatever. Black people don't.
Who makes the deal, right? Rock Nation put out something. Whoever distributed them, who cares, right? When Master P made his deal, it was 85-15, right? So he was getting majority of the money. That did not stop him from pushing out what he pushed out. And listen, I still listen to rap, man, but I'm at an age where I can understand it better, right? Where I can look at it and not portray it, right? Not be part of it, right? I grew out of it. I'm 40 years old, right? But I could see, like, back in the days when I listened to it, you know what I mean? That was like a theme song for the night or the day or whatever we was going to do, right? If you was in the club back in the I want to say the 2000s, right? If you was back in the club and there was, came on from C Murder, right? There was a fight gonna happen, for sure. Like, it wasn't even a question, right? Everybody bopping, ain't nobody dancing, right? In the club, we don't dance, we bop. We bopping, whatever, and we just wait for somebody to look wrong, move wrong, step wrong, right? And they might get laid out. And it might go out, it might spill outside the club. That's just the way it was, right? So we were listening. We used to listen to, Cash Money, BG, right? Master P, Ride on My Enemies, all that shit. We lived that shit. Like, that shit was like part of our life. Wake up listening to it, go to sleep listening to it, smoking, getting high listening to it, hanging on the block, we jamming, right? We just ready for it, war, whatever it is. So get out of here with this shit, man, because I understand you saying the small percentage. That don't mean anything. You acting like it's not happening. That's the problem. Like I said, show me another genre with more deaths. Any musical genre we could go over the years, and you show me more with deaths. They're actually dying from what they living, actually dying from what they rapping about. Show it to me. I can name them just top of the head, like craziness. You know what I mean? But it's not happening. That's the one thing you can't. You being disingenuous.
Control that. So until there is some kind of infrastructure in these industries, in the entertainment industries and whatnot, that Black people run, this is going to be the narrative because it's what sells. And again, the biggest consumers of this music, these are not people that look like us that are the biggest consumers or the biggest concert ticket buyers and whatnot. It's not us. So for people to think that is just really weird.
Okay, because you loaded a lot, right? So majority of the Black population is located where?
What do you mean? Like
in inner cities, right?
In major cities.
In inner cities, right? A majority of the Black population is in inner cities, right?
Like state-wise, I didn't know what
you Okay. So you with me? In inner cities, right? Now,
are where most Black people
live. In major cities, but the inner cities, though.
I'm trying to go ahead.
Yes, not the suburbs. Most of them is located within the inner city. Would you agree or disagree?
In
Logic, man, you gotta, when you make your point, man, you gotta get to a point. Like you be trying to go outside of the point and then dive into the point. I think, man, all the time, and you get lost in the sauce, man. Cause like these people you talking to, you gotta spit facts to them. You gotta spit the truth. You gotta go right to the point, right to the shit. Be like, listen, like if he say right now, tell me what other genre is killing Black people. What other genre do Black people get killed in their music? Name it. If you can name it, we can have a different conversation. But you can't, because that's the facts, right? That is the truth, the whole truth, right? But when you saying about this inner city shit, I already think I seen the video where they get into
major cities. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do Atlanta, Detroit, Chicago,
LA, New York.
Okay, yes, all of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone I just named to you is what? It displayed this behavior.
Again, Mr. Logic.
I'm just want to push back on your point.
No, honestly, Mr. Logic, I think it's no. And this is why I interrupt people, because you're not about to put out on the internet something that is so wrong about Black people. I'm gonna keep interrupting you because honestly, no, that's not it.
That's disingenuous. You can't do that.
The vast majority, much disrespect. If we have a conversation, and I have that same
Mr. Logic.
I'm gonna keep interrupting when you said a lot of stupid shit.
Okay, Mr. Logic.
So we can have a conversation though, right?
Okay, Mr. Logic.
You just said you're gonna keep interrupting me regardless.
You're trying to propagate some nonsense.
No, I'm not. You don't even listen. Just listen. You cannot.
Go ahead.
Listen to what I say.
Okay.
Now, my man.
Like I comment all the time, man. I pray for KA's husband or boyfriend or whoever he is. I really pray, because out of all of these women on here, like, man, damn, he better be. I don't know. I don't even know if how he could be it can't be like an alpha type of guy, like because damn, K is, or maybe she don't act like this at home, but damn. She is rough. She is rough to deal with, boy. Holy shit.
Point is this: if you say the inner cities that it shows the behavior. What we got gossip music, right? You got gossip rap.
What kind?
Yeah, and then we went into this, and he was saying gospel rap and all that shit. My whole point is, man, like I say, man, we got rappers out here dying, right? Rapping is the most. People say it. Right, the most dangerous career, right? Rappers is dying, and if she ain't on on the internet, when you seeing these interviews with No Jumper, when you seeing these Cam Capone interviews, when you seeing these beef videos and all this, and if you ain't thinking like this is not real, you're crazy, bro. And like I said, it don't have to be the majority. 20% of the people, do 20% of the work, right? And that's in anything, right? So if they're doing most of the work, but everybody, the 80%, a lot of them are looking up to them. All these kids, man, you don't see these kids walking around. They trying to look like rappers. They trying to act like rappers. Shit, they moms and dads dressing them up like rappers, right? Letting them dress up like rappers, letting them act like rappers, bro. I don't understand why this is so. Why this is so such a controversial thing. You see it all the time. You go through your Instagram page. These kids looking like rappers, right? These kids looking like rappers. You know, their parents dress them up like rappers. You know what I mean? So it's like you making it sound like, you know, what he's saying is just false shit. No, it don't matter. Stop with the, oh, well, that's not the majority. Bro, nobody's thinking that. But when kids like, bro, we could just go down the list, bro. Like King Von, right? O Block. You don't think that O Block, the reason that you know about it is because of the rap. In Chicago, murders, what they talking about? That shit really happened. You know, people, King Von, FBG Duck, right? There's a bunch of them. The Tukey, the one they always talk about, right? They talk about smoking on their ops, right? Jacksonville, right? I just seen one. Jacksonville, a bunch of them. New York, Brooklyn, Bronx, kids 13, 16 years old. What are you talking about? Like, this is what drives me crazy, bro. I can't understand this. If you don't look at the problem and go to the source of the problem, you could go outside of it and be like, oh, who's distributing it? Who cares? If these people are talking about what they doing, right? They're rapping about it, and then they're living that, right? This is not a bunch of made up shit. This is not some executive that went to the hood, pulled a kid out the hood, and told the kid, here, listen, I'm gonna make you millionaires, right? You just gotta rap about this shit and say this shit. Ain't nobody doing that to nobody. They're bringing it to them. Of course they're going to distribute it. It's popular music. They probably make good music, right? They probably make shit that you could dance to, shit you could vibe to. People love that shit, right? And like you said, and like he said in the beginning, it's just them, you know, bringing their culture to music, right? They're bringing it there. It's not something that, you know, they're making up. Like, there's a lot of made up shit, right? And there is rappers that rap about shit that has nothing to do with that. You know, a lot of them be white rappers. Some of them people rap about, you know, conservative. I seen, you know, there's that kid Brian Gray talks about, you know, rapping Republican and shit, and, you know, First Amendment, all that shit, right? There's a bunch of that shit going on. There's the other kid, other guy, with the dreads, man. I forgot his name. Damn, he could rap too, but it's, you know, he rapping about Jesus and stuff like that. There's all sorts of shit. And right now, you don't need no record label. These kids got 1 million views on YouTube. Right? I say this all the time. 1 million views on YouTube. You don't need no record label. She's so stuck on this narrative that she gonna never see the light through the trees. She's in the trees. I don't know how the saying goes. I maybe messed it up. But she's never gonna see it. Right? Because she's not gonna be able to see to the other side. She's stuck in them. And she's just gonna focus on this and go. Everything Logic is talking, you know, like I said, he go around and around and he be saying shit outside what he need to say. But as far as what he's saying on the points, like, it does. That's what hip hop was supposed to be, right? Just like any genre, country music is supposed to represent it. But nobody in country music is getting shot. Kids ain't dying, right? There ain't fights being put on. There's not people. What other genre is like that? So for you to ignore that is crazy to me. Right? It just drives me. It's kind of lunatic. It's kind of insane, right? So, you know what I mean? I could get into this more. We could really talk about it. If anybody really got anything to say about it, please, let's do a video. Let's talk about it and give me your perspective. Because maybe I'm missing something. Like, I grew up like that. I grew up listening to it. I listen to it to this day. My son, I don't listen to it when my son's in the car. And I don't let him listen to it either. Right? My wife listens to, you know, Hillsong and stuff like that. And then, you know, I don't listen to anything. I listen to talk. I might listen to some motivational shit, you know, on. But I don't listen to it because I don't want him to even have any type of influence. I don't care if he even likes hip hop or rap or listens to it. I don't care. That doesn't bother me, right? That's not gonna make him or break him. I want him to listen to stuff that's uplifting and joyful and stuff. I can listen to it and still get. I could pull the message out of some of them, right? Some people, Nipsey was talking. I could pull the message out. I don't gotta listen to everything else and about going out and I'm gonna do this and this to you, blah 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 blah. I can listen to it. Jay, I can pull the message out. Even back in the old songs, I can pull the message out. Oh, hustle, get your money. Make sure you go. Watch out for people because they let you down. Blah blah blah. I get all that, so I can do that. But that's as you get older, you could do that. Before, you just live off the song. You live off that shit. And I'm not saying that, you know what I mean, like the music is influential to a lot of people, but you know, you could get in the mindset where you like, yeah, it's, you know, you gotta ride on your enemies type of thing, right? You feel that, so you do that. And then when you're in the streets and you do got enemies, it's time to go. So I get that, man. That's what I'm trying to say. But you acting like it doesn't exist. And it don't have to be majority. Stop with the majority and stop with the bullshit about you think that everybody's doing some shit. Like, nobody cares, man. At the end of the day, nobody cares. Some of these people don't even know these rappers or this music. They don't even know them. That's why Jay-Z can get on a train and the old white lady's like looking at the thing like, who are you? And that's when Jay-Z was really popular. Probably not popular as he is now, but real popular. And the lady's like, who are you? Are you a musician? She don't even know he's Jay-Z. So ain't nobody walking around thinking that. Come on, man. You got to get to reality, man. We're going to kick it on the next one, man. Y'all check me out. Like I said, real talk, real people. I'm not giving no bullshit. I don't got no bias. I get straight down, the facts to the truth. I'm not going to deny consistent, right? I don't bounce around, right? If I say, believe in this, you can't catch me in another route. I'm on that route. That's what I believe in. That's what we're going to go down.
Listen.
Damn, Logic, you still going at it, huh?